Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, and I think it's been 4 months to be exact, but that is a-okay. This video is an exciting one because if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that my kids graduated. Yes, my children. But before we get into it, let us make sure that we subscribe to the channel, that we click the bell so that we never miss another video. And then once this video is over, let's comment so that we know what else that we enjoy. Do that first, please. So, in true fashion, Alexis took a break. Really, the end of the school year made me take a break. It was pretty hectic. We got out literally the last week of not April, Jesus Christ, the last week of May. And so my kids graduated, which is essentially the first class of kids that I have ever taught in my natural life. It was really exciting just because these are the kids that, one, if we had to have a sitcom, they would definitely have main character energy. But two, I think it really partially solidified my role in education. And so it was really great because I actually saw this particular class through 3 years. And I say 3 years because a year and a half of it was COVID. So they were the class that I was teaching when COVID hit. But also, this class made sure to stay in touch. Jesus. It's really great because there are kids, that are super quiet, super introverted, super, I'm going to do my own thing. But then I also have some that are literally like attached to my hip, aka Imaya. So if you follow me on Instagram or follow me on TikTok, you know that Imaya is basically my child. Imaya is a shining star. I love her to death. She can tap dance on my last nerve. But this video is really just a behind the scenes look to what it looked like graduation weekend. And really graduation weekend for her. Because a lot of people, I will say, have supported near and far. Support being very loosely celebrated in some areas. But Imaya spent a lot of time with me when I taught her. And when I say a lot of time, Imaya was in my homeroom, and then I also taught her for English. Now, I don't know if the spirit of my grandmother and teaching basically family members came out of me, but if you ask Imaya, she will tell you her experience in my English class. And it's a very interesting story. I will one day let her tell it because I think it's funny, because my favorite thing to say, and the kids reminded me, was that I've already done high school. I don't got to do it again, because I meant that high school wasn't my favorite time, but they are some of my favorite kids. And so really, when I decided to leave Tulsa a year to date exactly, I was also leaving Imaya in a city that was not the best for her in some regards. And that was a partially hard decision, but there are a lot of things that were outweighing staying for Imaya, staying because of my gym, staying because I had a very quiet life in Tulsa, contrary to what people think. And I really needed to leave Tulsa, especially job-wise, because it was not the best place for my mental sanity or just my growth in general. But I was able to build a lot of foundational tools, so there was a plus. So, Imaya basically is like my kid. Like, if people ask, I have a kid. And it's true. Also, Imaya is a twin. And so sometimes I refer to Imaya and Iman, which is her twin brother, as twin A and twin B. Honestly, I don't know which one is older, but most of the time I call Imaya twin B, because I think she is older. But, that's my baby. Imaya has a lot of stuff, like in my office, like pictures of her. My advisor is like, "That's your kid." I'm like, "Yeah, that's my kid." My students, I think, don't have a concept of age, because they're like, "Oh, you had a kid when you were 12. You're like 30." And I'm like, "Thanks, dude, but You know, I'm not 30, but, you know, I look a young 30 if you're going to say I'm 30. Plus, mind your business. Do some math. Because the kids I teach now actually attend the high school that I graduated from. And so I'm like, if you do the math and you use basic, like, on-track graduation, you will realize, like, I literally graduated from this place almost 10 years ago, but really 7 years ago. So I'm 25. But that's neither here nor there. So, graduation weekend was extremely exciting. May in Tulsa makes me nervous, really April and May, because partially tornadoes. So I was like, please don't let the weather be against me. Imaya and her classmates graduated outside on their high school football field in Melvin Driver Stadium. So that was also exciting. It was really hot. I got to see my forever hairstylist, Kayla. Shout out to her. You'll see some videos of my hair, you know, doing what it needs to do. So Kayla, I got to see her. I got to see, like, my work mom, my work aunties, you know, things like that. So that's always great. But this video is really about graduation weekend and essentially the behind the scenes. So I hope you guys are in for a wild ride, because I think it's juicy.
I've safely made it to Tulsa. I am surprising Imaya because she thinks that I get in later. She thinks I get in at like 11 o'clock. And so, ooh, I had a good experience with Turo thus far. So yeah, a lot going on. There was a spider when I first got in the car, so I had to kill that, which, if you know me, I don't like bugs. So, headed to the school to surprise her. Apparently they haven't started anything yet for senior activities. And so everybody thinks I'm getting there at like 11, but I'm getting there 2 hours early. And honestly, I'm excited. This is the first time I will be back in like a year. Yeah, a year. So I'm excited. I gotta turn around. I'm excited. So it'll be great to see everybody. It'll be great to be around people that I know, and this will be the last hurrah-ish. Well, yeah, the last hurrah in Tulsa until we move Imaya to school. So, yeah. I think the craziest thing about all of this is that, one, I still remember where I'm going, so literally didn't need GPS. But two, it's also pretty crazy to see how much has not changed. So I am a very sentimental person, and when it comes to like places I've been, things I've experienced, and definitely rolling back up into the school where I first got my start is something really crazy. I still remember where I parked and all of that, but it's just so crazy to see how much has not changed. So I'm interested to see how this is, because I'm literally pulling up. I'm trying to find a parking space. I'm literally pulling up to the one place where I always used to be. So this is a tad crazy, but I'm also gonna park in a teacher spot. So that is what it is.
We made it to the school. I surprised the kid. I missed her senior announcement by like literally 45 seconds, but that's okay. She was super excited. Everybody thought I was a ghost, and it was pretty dope for me. Just to see all my kids, because I was like, oh, I taught you. Oh, I taught you. Oh, I taught you. But it was a very, very nice thing to see. The senior send-off, essentially that's what it was called, the senior send-off, because it's nice to know what kids are doing, what they plan on doing after high school. But a lot of people were surprised, and I was too, about what Imaya chose to say. So I had already known that Imaya had gotten into school, where she was going, all of that, because, you know, parent-child moment, we did the things we needed to do. And a lot of people were upset because they were like, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you say something? And I was like, well, it's her like life. Like she could tell you if she wants to. And I found out that she also didn't tell her twin brother, which I asked her, I was like, why didn't you tell him? And she was like, you know, the people that needed to know knew. And I was like, well, now that we think about it, like, yeah, all of us knew already. And we were like, okay, like this is just one more hurdle to get over, or one more thing to go through this weekend. And so I wasn't upset. It was just very interesting because a lot of people like were coming up to me like, how come you didn't tell us? We needed to know, and you know, you've been making sure she's good for the last like year or so since you left. And I'm like, I mean, yeah. But what you want me to do? It's her life. She can tell you if she wants. She can tell you. She cannot tell you if she wants to as well. And so that was pretty interesting just to experience. I didn't take any video during the senior send off. Just because I had a lot of kids running up to me. And I know my kids, they're like, yeah, please don't put me on camera. And I'm like, cool. I remember my observations when they would be like, I gotta be on camera. I'm like, no, because by law I don't need to show your face, I just need to see the back of your head. And they would wear like the craziest things during observations. But nonetheless, this continues on. So senior send off was on Wednesday, and that was at the school. And then Thursday was actual graduation. Graduation was at 5:30 p.m. if I remember correctly. Yes, it was at 5:30 p.m. on a Thursday. And what you're about to see next is literally an all-day thing with Imaya, trying to make sure that one, she has something to wear, but two, that she shows up on time. Dress shopping. We had no dress for graduation. Yes, honey. What? We want to wear Air Forces for graduation. So now we're trying on dresses. We got a professional black dress, so that we have it, and we agreed on that black dress. Now we're arguing over which dress to wear tonight for graduation. Even though people have said the one that I thought was cute, even with the Air Force One. So, that's the current battle. Imaya, have you changed dresses? I think both look cute. You're changing dresses? So we agreed. The green one's for graduation, which is really cute. And the striped one for later. I guess I won the battle today. Now let's just make it to the makeup appointment. So now that graduation is over, I
I had a lot of things to do today. So I had to work for one. So by day, college counselor. I have a side job as a program coordinator for a nonprofit STEM program. So I have to do that in like a couple minutes. And I had to do some other things before I got back to Atlanta and just pack some. Today's Friday, I go back Sunday, and I really don't like to rush packing. And I have to return some stuff that the twins needed but didn't actually use. So I need to return that because I'm not taking it with me. Then I'm going to go see my old gym and the owner. I have a meeting that I need to hop on. Then I need to get lunch, and then me and twin B, which is Imaya, we're going to dinner because twin A is doing something else. So graduation was great. I'm tired, but you know, that's the costs of doing great things, and celebrating milestones and even small moments. So gonna hop on job B real quick. Again, I had to take a break, and then I'm going to dip out, go get me some Starbucks, returning stuff, and then sit for another meeting in Starbucks because I just need to get out the house. And then in between that, I'll go to the gym because there's a Starbucks close to the gym. But yeah, it's hard out here. And it's a tad exhausting, but I'll get my life together a little later. I also broke my comb, so I have to go get another comb. But luckily my hair looks decent. Shout out to Kayla. Especially after yesterday's wind. So I'm gonna do that. Last Tulsa trip until we move. Imaya. My heart's full. I'm grateful she made it. We made it through graduation, and now all we have to do is make it through college move-in. I'm really excited just to see where she goes, what she does in the future. And it was great to see my best friend one last time and just see people that, you know, were really influential. And we're headed back to the A.
That was graduation weekend. I am really proud of Imaya, because there were a lot of people that said that she wouldn't make it, that she would be another statistic. My kid's going to college. So now I have to, you know, get all this college mom stuff, which is going to be fun. But we move her in a week. Moving her down to Texas. And so I am extremely proud of the class of 2022, just because they definitely experienced all of COVID in high school, and they came out on the other side. But I'm especially proud of Imaya because she has done the work and has continued to do the work to change her own life. Our support network will literally hold her hand through it all, but she is ultimately doing the work, and I couldn't ask for a better kid. You guys don't see her twin as much, but that kid also, you know, I love him to death. And so I'm just very proud. I'm very grateful, like I said, very full, because it was not easy getting here. In a lot of days I was like, I'm just gonna throw in the towel. Imaya was like, I'm gonna throw in the towel. People who were helping us were like, we're gonna throw in the towel. But it is June 2022, and Imaya has made the decision to change her own life, and I am glad to walk beside her through that journey. And I can't wait to see where she's going to be in a few years, because I know that she is destined for so much more, and God has literally put this higher calling, this higher purpose on her life, and I cannot wait to see the lives that she changes. So thanks for tuning in. Hope this was, you know, very heartwarming in a season that can be very, very, very hard. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment. Hopefully one day we can get Imaya to make a cameo. But thanks for tuning in, everybody.